to the show. We've got Neil Blomkamp here, the director, writer. God knows what else you did on District 9. Well, we'll find that out.
Yeah.
And Sharlto Copley. Is it Copley? I said Copley, right?
Copley.
Well, I want to be
Copley,
right. And you're Blomkamp?
No, Blomkamp. You said it right. Yeah, Blomkamp.
Now that I said it right, I'll get it wrong all these times. So tell us, so that I don't have to do it, a little bit about what District 9 really is.
All right. The film is about science fiction in South Africa. That's what it's about. So it's about Western science fiction that I grew up with, that I loved, put into the city that I grew up in. That's the essence of it. And so I did the short film that you're referencing. I shot the short film when I was doing commercials, and the short film exists for that exact reason. I just wanted to see science fiction in South Africa. And then I got offered the chance to direct Halo, which was the film adaptation of the video game. And then I had to fly down to New Zealand and meet Peter Jackson, and he had to sign off on me. And we worked on Halo for 5 months, and then it collapsed, which is a whole other story. And then out of the collapse of Halo, he said, why don't you just take all of the momentum of this and make District 9, or make a science fiction film? And Fran Walsh said, why don't you take a short film and turn it into a feature, which was the best news I'd ever heard. So I didn't really have time to contemplate Halo collapsing. I just made District 9. I just jumped on to this new project and started building that. This is...
Yeah, I don't know. This has got the markings there so it's definitely alien, but it's not a weapon. But I don't trust it, I don't trust anything that...
Oh, you're right, bro. Vickers, you're right, eh?
They're a bunch of termites, and their queen has been snipped at the top, if you like. It's died, and some kind of virus has wiped out the elites of their society. And I just really like the idea that they have a different structure to their society than we do. I mean, I suppose you can draw analogies with a president and everything else, some kind of pyramid structure. But from a biological perspective, it's actually ingrained in them, which is different to humans.
Yeah. Well, let's just start at the beginning and deal with South Africa, since you're both from there and you went to school there. And you said, I wanted to make a science fiction movie using that experience.
Yeah.
So let's just talk about that experience, the apartheid. What did you want to bring about that growing up period into this?
Being a science fiction nut and having come from Joburg, when I left Johannesburg, I started to realize that I actually was interested in Johannesburg aside from growing up there. It is one of the most interesting cities in the world, I think, and it has there are elements about it that are almost science fictional in themselves. I think people always ask me to describe Joburg, and I always say it's the future. If you want a representation of planet Earth 50 or 60 years from now, go to Johannesburg, and I think that's true. Rich, gated communities with impoverished masses living around them. And then, of course, once you set a foreign group, in this case aliens, in a city and in a country that has as much of a racially charged background as South Africa, naturally you start tugging at all of the things that affected me as a kid growing up there.
Important message from MNU. Your area is on high alert. Report any of the following non-human activity to us immediately.
The reality that you're talking about in terms of the movie is that it's set up. You've got the handheld cameras, you've got CNN, you've got everybody reporting on this, and yet something that I need to talk about in the setup is that this ship, this spaceship that brought these aliens, has been hovering over Johannesburg for 28 years. Yeah. That I found very fascinating, that it would be there and that they would be living or districted someplace within South Africa, but the media, I guess all the media attention that would have happened when it landed has kind of dribbled away a little.
They've lost interest.
Yes, they don't care.
Yeah.
And your character, Vickers, is the guy that's coming in there, and I have to say there are many moments in this movie where you just laugh out loud. It's okay to laugh, despite that this is happening, where they're having to sign the paper saying it's okay to be moved. And eating cat food, sometimes with the can. Where do you come up with the idea of the cat food?
If you drive around Alexandra or parts of Soweto or any of the townships, you'll see you'll see residents carrying something that I think you can probably get for about 50 US cents, which is a bag of cheesy puffs, which is about this thick and is about 1.5 meters long. I mean, it's not funny because of how poverty-stricken they are, but it is absurd at the same time. So I wanted something that I could draw from that could be applied to the aliens. And the derogatory name prawn was already in the script. And Terry, who's the co-writer, she used to go prawning in Vancouver. And the way they used to catch them was they'd bait the hooks with, or whatever you use to bait prawns, with cat food, because that's what the prawns would be into.